In an age when honor was a currency as valuable as gold, a personal insult could be answered with only one thing: cold, hard steel. From the powdered wigs of colonial America to the hallowed halls of the French court, duels were not just private quarrels. They were pivotal moments that could shatter legacies, forge legends, and redirect the very course of history. These weren't mere brawls. They were formal, ritualized contests where men stood face to face, ready to pay the ultimate price for their name. One of the most consequential duels in American history unfolded on a misty morning in 1804. On the dueling grounds of Weehawken, New Jersey, two titans of early American politics, Vice President Aaron Burr and former Treasury Secretary Alexander Hamilton, met to settle a long and bitter rivalry. Fueled by years of political attacks and personal slights, the confrontation was over in moments. Hamilton fired first, possibly into the air, but Burr's shot was true. The bullet struck Hamilton, who fell mortally wounded, dying the next day. The duel ended the life of a brilliant founding father and architect of the American financial system. For Burr, victory was a curse. The act irrevocably destroyed his political career, turning a sitting vice president into a pariah and forever altering the landscape of American leadership. Half a world away and nearly 2 centuries earlier, Japan witnessed a duel that would become the stuff of immortal legend. In 1612, the undefeated swordsman Miyamoto Musashi faced his greatest rival, Sasaki Kojiro, on the remote island of Ganryujima. Kojiro, a master of the longsword, arrived early, pacing the shore in anticipation. Musashi, in a calculated act of psychological warfare, arrived hours late on a simple fishing boat. As he was rowed to the island, he famously carved a wooden sword from a spare oar. In the ensuing clash, Kojiro unleashed his renowned swallow cut. But Musashi, with his unconventional wooden bakken, dodged the strike and delivered a single, decisive blow to Kojiro's head. The duel cemented Musashi's status as Japan's most legendary samurai, a master strategist whose philosophies on combat and life are still studied today. Back in Europe, the French court of the 16th century was a hotbed of intrigue and deadly vanity. In 1578, a dispute between the favorites, or mignons, of King Henry III spiraled into a bloody spectacle known as the Duel of the Mignons. What began as a one-on-one affair between two nobles quickly escalated into a chaotic 6-man melee. Unlike the orderly duels of later eras, this was a savage, unpredictable brawl where seconds were expected to fight alongside their principals. By the time the dust settled, 4 of the 6 men lay dead or dying. The brutal affair sent shockwaves through the French aristocracy, starkly illustrating how the fragile egos and honor-bound codes of the court could erupt into senseless violence, weakening the king's inner circle and exposing the decadent rot at the heart of the Valois dynasty. From a fatal shot that decapitated a political dynasty to a wooden sword that forged an immortal legacy, these personal conflicts had consequences that rippled far beyond the dueling ground. They show us that sometimes the grand narrative of history can be irrevocably changed not by armies or sweeping movements, but by the intense, personal, and often deadly clash between 2 individuals. These duels are more than just dramatic footnotes. They are reminders of an era when a single moment of confrontation could define a nation, create a legend, and echo through the centuries.